record what you just said. You said you weren't in the 100th, you were in the 100 what?
I was 134th AAA AAA Gun Battalion.
In Germany?
Yeah,
And that was the Battle of the Bulge?
yeah. That was in the Ardennes forest.
Uh-huh. So, what else? Let's see. When you went to Normandy, when was that?
Oh, that was, my outfit landed about a month after the invasion. And then we caught up with them in Belgium.
And what unit was that?
134th AAA Gun
Oh,
Battalion.
the same? The
Yeah, I
same
was
one?
with them all the time. And just about when the war ended is when I was transferred over to the 100th Infantry Division.
Oh,
So it was after the war that I went to the 100th. Well, most of my time was with the 134th.
oh,
We weren't part of any division. It was just a battalion that was used to move around and plug holes,
uh-huh.
because we had 90mm cannons and the heavy machine guns. So the American tanks, the M34 tanks, their firepower wasn't big enough, heavy enough to stop a German tank. Their Tigers, Tiger Royals, they were pretty heavy armor.
Mm-hmm.
So we had 90mm cannons that would blast the heck out of them.
Huh.
So later, the newer tanks, American tanks, they put 90mm cannons on them.
Hmm. So when you were in Trieste, you were with the 100th?
Well, that was, that was 351st Infantry. That was part of the 88th Division.
And when did you join that one?
I went there in 1948, May of 1948.
So you had come back here after the war, and then you went back there?
Yeah, that was in Trieste. That was my second tour of duty
Uh-huh.
overseas. During the war, I was over there from 1944 to 1946. I came home in 46 and was discharged.
Uh-huh.
I stayed out 2 years, and then 1948, February 48 is when I re-enlisted, went back into the Army and went to Trieste, Italy.
Oh, okay.
And I stayed there 4 years. In 1951, came back to the States
Uh-huh.
and went to Fort Ord. That's where you were born, 1952.
Uh-huh.
And then when you were 16 years old is when your mother and you went back to Italy to Genoa, and your grandmother met you there.
6 months old.
Huh?
6 months, not years, right? You said years. It was 6 months, wasn't it? I was 6 months old?
No, you were 30, not even 30 days old when you went
Oh, yeah.
with your mother back to Italy on the Andrea Doria,
Uh-huh.
because I went to Augsburg, Germany. This was in 1952. And then I was in Augsburg for 4 years to 56.
That's
And-
where we lived in Worms?
No, that was afterwards. Your mother and you joined me in Augsburg, Germany when I was there. And then we came back to the States in 1956 and we went to Ord California, and that's where Robert was born.
Uh-huh.
And then we went back to Germany. That's when we went to Worms.
Oh,
And that's where Michael was born, in Heidelberg.
yeah.
And we stayed there until 61.
Oh,
And then came back to the States in 61. And I went to Fort Hood, Texas
uh-huh.
from 61 to 65 when I retired. Retired in October of 65. In one of your writings, you said I had retired in 64. Maybe I said 64,
Uh-huh.
but it was 1965. October 30th of 1965
Oh.
is when I retired, and we moved back to California.
Uh-huh.